Suklamphaa. Ramdhwaj Singha was a king of the Ahom kingdom. His reign is known for the rise in power of Debera Borbarua and the beginning of a 10-year period of power struggles among high officials of the kingdom that saw quick changes in kings via court intrigues and internal armed conflicts. Ancestry. Ramdhwaj Singha was the third son of Namrapia Raja, the grandson of Sarangdea Raja, great-grandson of Ahom King Suklamphaa. His grandfather Sarangdea Raja was the founder of the Charingia branch of royal Ahom dynasty. Sarangdea Raja was a valiant warrior, who fought many battles in military expedition against Satya kingdom and Kachari kingdom during the reign of his father Suklamphaa. He also fought against the invading forces of Koch kingdom led by Chilere during the reign of his elder brother Suklamphaa and his nephew, Suklamphaa. The early name of Ramdhwaj Singha was Saragohine. Both of his elder brothers, Chakradhwaj Singha and Udayaditya Singha, ascended the throne and successively became kings of Ahom kingdom. Deposition of Udayaditya Singha. Udayaditya Singha became a disciple of Paramananda Sannyasi, an ascetic who hailed of Gokulpur in Vrindavan. In his eagerness to enhance the prestige of his guru, the king ordered all his nobles and the 12 Vaishnava Mahantas or monks of Takuriya denomination to become disciples of Paramananda Sannyasi. The nobles complied, but the 12 Vaishnava Mahantas refused and were imprisoned. The imprisonment angered many, including members of the Ahom nobility. Debera Borbarua, an Ahom officer of Uttarakhand clan, organized a plot to overthrow the reigning monarch Udayaditya Singha and place his brother Saragohine on the throne instead. Accordingly, he gathered the support of the 3 Dangariyas, the Burgohine, the Borgohine and the Borpatragohine, and broached the proposal to Saragohine, who readily accepted the offer. The prince gave vent to his resentment on the conduct of Udayaditya Singha. The Bairagi has become to my brother not a mere hermit, but an object of extreme veneration, the sahib of his head. The Dangariyas have also accepted initiation from the Bairagi, and the 12 Mahantas have been summoned. Justice cannot tolerate this impious situation. Saragohine and Debera collected around 1,000 men, and in November 1672, they attacked the royal palace at midnight. After overpowering the royal guards, Udayaditya Singha was seized while his supporters, including Paramananda Sannyasi, were tortured and later killed. Saragohine entered in the royal audience chamber and declared himself the sovereign of Ahom kingdom. On the following day, Udayaditya Singha was placed on a sedan and led to Karideo Hill. His mother beseeched Saragohine to spare the life of Udayaditya or kill her along with the deposed monarch. Saragohine consoled his mother, saying that he and his brother would exercise joint domination, he from his headquarters at Gargaon and Udayaditya from his capital Karideo. Udayaditya was instead put to death soon after his arrival at Karideo. Before he breathed his last, he had put a handful of rice in his mouth and said, "An innocent is being killed. O great God, may retribution descend on him who is committing this crime." The 3 wives of Udayaditya were also put to death. Accession to the throne. In November 1672 CE, Saragohine formally ascended the throne. He assumed the Hindu name Swargadaya Ramdhwaj Singha, while the Ahom priests conferred upon him the title Suklamphaa. The new king tried to ease his conscience by instituting expiatory measures in atonement for the sin of fratricide. He appointed Brahmins to perform sacrificial rites at Galfor Ragat, on which occasion he liberally distributed largesses to the priest and astrologers. He also assembled the Vaishnava devotees and arranged for religious music and recital which continued uninterrupted for 7 days and nights. Reign, execution of Borgohain and Charing Raja, and appointment of Debera as Borbarua. Debera Hazarika, the ringleader of the coup which ousted Aditya Singha, was dissatisfied with his position, as he felt that all others got the benefits of the new regime but him. He desired the post of Borbarua, in which Ramdhwaj Singha had already appointed his trusted follower Gorakon Borbarua. Therefore Debera decided to use trick and conspiracy to achieve his desired objective. During a visit to the Ahom shrine at Karadeo, Debera informed the king that the Charing Raja, the younger brother of Ramdhwaj Singha, and Langichang Borgohain had taken possession of the palace at Gargaon. The king dispatched a messenger on horseback to ascertain the truth of the report, and himself hurried back and took shelter at Kathalbari fort. The messenger returned with the information that all was quiet at Gargaon. Debera explained away the discrepancy by saying that a horse had been sent by the Borgohain to the Charing Raja, but the prince did not come, for which reason the plan to storm the palace at Gargaon had to be abandoned. Debera then produced some false witnesses to support the allegation of conspiracy against Borgohain and Charing Raja. Without further inquiry, Ramdhwaj Singha sent emissaries to the residences of both Langichang Borgohain and Charing Raja, with orders to put them to death. Both Borgohain and Charing Raja were executed without any formal trial. Debera then accused Gorakon Borbarua of being party to the conspiracy and produced evidence in support, with the result that Gorakon Borbarua was removed from his office and sent home. Debera Hazarika then was appointed as the Borbarua, and his nephew Chengmungohain, son of Nakjoy Debera Borbarua, was appointed Borgohain. Expedition against the Satyas and Mishmas. The Satyas, in collaboration with the hill tribes of Abbas and Mishmas, rose against the authority of Ahom king in Sadia. Though the revolt started during the reign of Aditya Singha, it took serious turn during the reign of Ramdhwaj Singha. The king ordered Debera Borbarua to send an expedition to quell the rebellion. A force was sent against the rebels in Sadia, and the rebels were quickly defeated. Many of the males were deported and a yearly tribute of boats was exacted. There was also trouble with the Mishmas, who has made a raid in Ahom territory. They surrounded a small detachment of 100 men which was sent against them, but submitted on the arrival of a stronger force under the Borfukin, and gave up the men responsible for the raid. Illness of Ramdhwaj and the issue of succession. In 1674 CE, Ramdhwaj Singha fell ill, being seized with an attack of dropsy. Debera Borbarua was at Gajpur supervising the arrangements for the consecration ceremony of the Nawatakos monastery, which the king had intended to attend. Hearing about the illness of the king, Debera quickly returned to the capital Gargaon and then employed expert physicians for the treatment of the king. At the time, most of the prominent nobles, which include Attenborough Borgohain and Laluksola Borfukan, were stationed at Guwahati in order to repel possible Mughal attack from Bengal. Therefore, apart from Debera Borbarua, the remaining officers at Gargaon were of junior ranks, allowing Debera Borbarua to exercise full authority in the capital. Ramdhwaj Singha's growing illness compelled him to summon all the nobles present in the capital to make arrangements for a peaceful succession in the event of his sudden demise. He suggested the names of Kalia Gohain, the son of Aditya Singha, and his two younger brothers Narayan Gohain Tipam Raja and Ban Gohain Namrapia Raja as his intended successors. The nobles expressed the willingness to abide by the recommendations of Ramdhwaj Ramdhwaj Singha. But after coming out of the royal presence, Debera Borbarua decided to oppose the elevation of all the three intended successors of the king, as they might prove to be hostile towards him in future. On the other hand, the remaining nobles decided to implement the king's proposal by placing on the throne his first nominee Kalia Gohain. Debera therefore decided to launch offensive against these officers. He summoned to the king's chamber all the Pukins and Hazarikas on the pretext of a serious turn to the monarch's illness, and he killed one by one during the course of one single night 24 Hazarikas and all the Pukins of the capital Gargaon. The king came out of the bed, leaning on the person of his senior consort, and asked Debera about what was happening. Debera justified the massacre of the Pukins and Hazarikas by pointing out that they were all enemies of the king, and that he should not therefore feel aggrieved. Dispute between Ramdhwaj and Debera. The high-handed actions of Debera Borbarua were too much for Ramdhwaj Singha to bear. The king called Tangatu Pukan and asked him to finish Debera once for all. In return, the king promised to elevate Tangasu Pukan to the post of Borfukin. Debera received this intelligence from one of the palace maid, whom Debera had honored with gifts and presents. Tangasu Pukan and his two brothers, namely, the Charingia Pukan and the Tipamia Pukan, visited Debera's residence with swords concealed in rolls of mats, and asked Debera to listen to a message from the king. As the Pukans approached Debera, he attacked them with his sword and killed them on the spot. Debera then asked his attendants to kill all the officers who stood against him. Ramdhwaj Singha came out of his bedchamber and heard about the failure in executing Debera and the following massacre of the officers in Gargaon. He then returned to his bed with the consternation and grief, aggravated by the consciousness of his inability to deal appropriately with the arch-fiend Debera. Death. Debera could visualize the consequences of the king's eventual recovery from his present physical prostration. Debera directed Sayonatamuli to ask Kamadubes, a physician attending the sick monarch, to mix poison with the medicine to be administered to the patient. With no alternative left, Kamaju was forced to obey the wish of Debera Borbarua, and the next dose of medicine brought the mortal years of Swargadaya Ramdhwaj Singha to an end. The event took place in November 1674, 3 days after the second massacre of the officials of Gargaon. Ramdhwaj Singha's chief queen, the one who always advised the monarch against Debera Borbarua, daughter of Chaipau Gohain, was buried alive with her deceased husband. Legacy. Swargadaya Ramdhwaj Singha was a disciple of the Nawa Thakur, and therefore he made every attempt to enhance his guru's power and prestige, and became instrumental in obtaining more disciples for the Mahanta. A monastery was constructed for the Nawa Thakur at Gajpur under the order of Swargadaya Ramdhwaj Singha. The reign of Ramdhwaj Singha ushered the age of ministerial supremacy, during which the ministers hold the actual power behind the throne and kings became mere puppet in the hands. The instability and power struggle between various factions of Ahom nobles further destabilized the country, and people of both high and low suffered from lack of security and peace. Even though Ramdhwaj tried to reassert his authority by planning to kill Debera Borbarua, his witty minister not only escaped the assassination bid but committed massacre of Ahom officials in Gargaon twice and finally brought an end to his master's life.